Good afternoon. Good morning. I'm still in the morning. All right. Welcome to Meditation for Beginners. My name is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. I have been a little bit kind of off this week because I'm teaching a class now at 11 o'clock, and there's a lot of prep work that I have to do prior. So that's why my routine is a bit off this whole week. Next, in a few days on Monday, it's going to kind of settle back into normal, and then, yeah, we'll be chill. All right. So I want you to take a deep breath. All right, and just a reminder, this is you sitting down with your subconscious mind, with your identity, and you are just talking to all the people that were there. Open up the dialogue and the conversation. If they have anything to say, allow the subconscious mind to wander off and do whatever it does. That's okay too. I feel like I am all talked out today. Maybe I do need to just sit. When you draw in breath, pull down from the root all the way up. This is the journey into the self. That is a really good thing. That's great marketing, that is. Journey into the self. See, this is why we meditate. We get really good ideas when we meditate. All right, inhale. Exhale. That is exactly it. Journey into the self. That is my new group. Let me just take about 10 minutes of breath work, and then I'm going to cover journey into the self, and I'm going to elaborate. But right now, I need quiet. This is freeform. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you now to box breathing, which is, there's usually 4, 4, 4, 4. It's breathe in for 4 beats, hold for 4 beats, exhale for 4 beats, and hold for 4 beats. For me, that rhythm does not match my frequency, not even a little bit. For me, it's inhale on 4, hold for 4, and then exhale for 4, and then breathing. So we're going to try that. Or we can hold in for 2 and then exhale for 4 and then hold for 2. I can do 4, 2, 4, 2, or I can do 4, 4, 4. I have to do 16 beats. I can do 12 beats. I cannot do 16. 16 feels off to me. So we're going to go ahead and do some box breathing now. So inhale, 1, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Relax, form breathing. Journey into the self. You are giving yourself permission to keep this space for you. You are pushing out all guilt. You are pushing out all urgency. You are throwing away all responsibility, and you are taking this space for you. Nothing is allowed in your space right now except you. Be alone with the self. Really great right now to think about what you're grateful for. Thinking about I am statements. I am at peace. I am whole. I am home. I am safe. I am loved. I am complete. I am tired. I am very tired. When I worked in the patriarchy, one of the things that really bothered me as a mother was how tired I was to even feed myself at the end of the day. I remember coming home day after day being too tired to cook, and I love cooking. I was too tired to eat. I remember sometimes I would just go to bed, and I thought, I'm too hungry to eat, too hungry to sleep, but too tired to cook. And I would lay in bed for 3 hours, barely get rest, but I would rest up enough that I could finally get the strength to eat. I would eat, but by then it was so late, I knew I was going to not get the amount of sleep I needed, and I had to be up to work the next day. And then I would go in and I would pass out. You know, it really blows my mind away how often I had to live like that, and how often I watched my father live like that, and my husband and everybody else. And this was normal. And it was so normal that no one questioned it. They just assumed this is the way it had to be. And the only reason why we all thought that was because we couldn't possibly imagine anything different. So we never questioned it because we couldn't imagine anything different. And at one point, I remember thinking to myself, it's almost as if whoever put the patriarchy in place, whoever put the system in place, did it on purpose, deliberately, to keep us too exhausted to think. Because if you can't even eat and get sufficient sleep, you never stop to think. Now, I was a thinker, I was a philosopher. So thinking for me was as important as eating and sleeping. Yes, that is my truth. Thinking for me is as important as food and sleep. And I couldn't think because I was too tired. So for me, I wasn't just losing food, I was also losing thinking time. And I remembered another story I had read and watched. It was my favorite movie of all time, Ben-Hur, Charlton Heston. Up Aries, down Mars. And there's a part, it was also the Ten Commandments, also Cecil B. DeMille and Charlton Heston. And I remember in the Moses story watching Charlton Heston and Cecil B. DeMille. And there's this moment where Moses, Charlton Heston, realizes that he is not Egyptian, that he's a Jew, that he was Hebrew. And he goes to his nursemaid and he's digging out, looking for the truth. And then he goes, once he realizes that he's not of Egyptian blood. So he returns to the mud and puts himself back with the slaves. And you get to see him come home well after dark, exhausted, too tired to eat, too tired to think. And I remember looking at Cecil B. DeMille's interpretation of Ten Commandments and the slaves of Egypt, and I thought, isn't that interesting? They are just like us. Just like us. Except they're slaves. Why are we living like slaves? Well, there is only one answer to that. Only one. And before you very nonchalantly say, well, it's because we're slaves to the system. When did that become okay? Why is that okay? Why is that good enough for you? Journey into the self. My forte is leading through example. I'm not okay to just sit here, write a book, throw it out in the world and say, this is how you should do things better. This is my philosophy on life. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm the kind of person who puts into practice all the stuff that I say, and I do it. I'm the person who shows you the real struggles of what it looks like living differently. I am huge with self-care. That's today's class. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to be jumping into my class for the day. And it's self-care and emotional management, which are the two pillars on teaching you how to take care of yourself and how to troubleshoot and apply these skills to do days 1, 2, and 3 that I just laid out in my course. And when I put all of this together, meditation is a huge part of that. And when I put that into place, I also offer this side program of Grow With Me, where you get to step into my routine. And at first, it's like you have no training wheels and you just like, oh my God, the system is gone now. What do I do? So I show you how to break free from that mindset by entering into a new mindset. And one of the hardest things that I'm having to learn is, oh my God, I have all this time on my hands. And there was day one, I felt guilty, got over that. And then it was the constant feeling like I was supposed to be doing something. And then that went away. And then it was like wow, I only work until like noon, 4 days a week. And that's it. And I wouldn't even call it work. It's just me philosophizing, which is really awesome. And everything's done for me because it's all automated and I can just set it all up and here's my classes. And this is the information I have and it's beautiful. And yeah, it's this easy. It's this simple. It's this beautiful. And I purposely have no one in my life right now. I've pulled away from all friends. My partner, I haven't seen him in 2 months. It's just been a whole, let me normalize. And while I'm settling into my routine and I'm learning how to live like this, I'm taking the time to learn about me. And this is where I'm doing this massive journey into the self, discovering who I am. And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking today on my class. And this group that I'm building, it's a members only. You get access to the Triadic Healing every month with membership. And you get this group walkthrough of this is what my life looks like. This is what yours can look like. These are the challenges and the troubleshooting. This is it. And it's really amazing. So the group is going to be called Journey into the Self. And it's a revival and awakening of prioritizing you above all else. Now, our society has conditioned us and our parents to prioritize family, prioritize religion, prioritize everybody else. You are at the bottom of the barrel if you're even allowed in the barrel. In my system, you're at the top. You are the top. Because you are the captain of the ship. And if the captain does not maintain his wisdom and knowledge and self, he can't captain the damn ship now, can he? So if you prioritize everybody else on the ship, that kind of makes you the cabin boy, doesn't it? In some cases, it makes you the slave in the brig, doesn't it? That's what prioritizing means. Who is most important in that lineup? The most important person goes at the top to take care of everything and manage it and make sure it's all running smooth, right? No. Your job is to manage it and oversee it, to look at the big picture and keep that perspective. But if you're told and conditioned that you're at the bottom of the barrel and that you should put everybody else ahead of you, well, that's what we tell slaves when we want to keep them, isn't it? And suddenly you are working a 9-to-5 job without question, wearing yourself ragged for barely the average minimum wage is below the living wage. We all know this, and yet no one's questioning it. Everyone's still going to work. Yeah, boycott the system. Boycott the system. Boycott the damn system. That's how I got out. I boycotted the damn system. I refused to play by their rules. I refused to play by their rules. Entrepreneurship gives you that option, but you can't do that unless you think on your own. Funny how they don't let slaves read, isn't it? They take you and they make sure you are too tired to even eat at the end of your day. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be easy. It is the hardest thing I ever did, was extract myself from the system. And it was the most rewarding thing. So it's really a matter of, what's your priority? Freedom or what's easy? Maintaining somebody else's system or creating your own? Journey into the self. For more information on this program, you can take a look at my website, annatshealinggarden.org. I also have it available on my Facebook. All of the links are down below. Again, this program is referred to as Journey into the Self. The current program I am running this month is called The Power of Self. And it's going to be partnered up with this side project called Journey into the Self. And for a monthly membership of $100, you can get both, which is like a $1,050 monthly value for $100. And it gives you full access to the Triadic Healing Program, in addition to the Journey into Your Self group. Now, with that in mind, I'm just going to say this out here. I don't do a class in September. I still do Journey into the Self, but I will not be doing a class because of 9/11, and I have no idea how I'm going to be. I don't know. This is literally my first 9/11 mentally healthy. So I have no idea. I really have no idea what to expect. So I'm not making any plans. I might do something else. I'm not sure yet. I really don't want to make commitments in 9/11. Let me try and manifest that shit. Let me try and put it together so that I know I'll be okay in September. I'll be okay in September. Yeah. So, yeah, keep a lookout. And I also do a group called Lightworkers Network and Annual Convention. So I'm putting that together for networking. If you are into light work at all, if you want to know more about it, I have that group also available. All of this information is available on my website, annatshealinggarden.org. So thank you so much for joining me, and may the kindest of words always find you.